What if Superman is fundamentally uninteresting?
Superman's boring.
I mean, he's the world's strongest man, the world's fastest man.
Yeah,
He can fly, he's invincible, he can shoot lasers out of his eyeballs, for crying out loud. And to top all of that off, he's a Boy Scout who always does the right thing.
Don't thank me, Warden. We're all part of the same team.
Where's the intrigue? Where's the flaws, the relatability, the conflict? The major problem with the recent iterations of Superman is that they all fail to focus on what makes him interesting and compelling in the first place. But the most interesting thing about Superman is not that he was born on a different planet. The most interesting thing about Superman is that he was raised in Kansas. Underneath the red cape and the S-shaped insignia is a kid from the Midwest who believes in putting others first. A Superman story doesn't need a stronger, bigger foe for conflict. It needs to test Superman's humanity. Now, yes, I know, he's not actually human, but that's my point. If a story can test the human side of an all-powerful alien, it can't help but be interesting. Which brings me to, this new CW show has not only been a success in the ratings so far, I mean, it's already been renewed for a second season, but it's actually getting good reviews, which makes me wonder, why is Superman and Lois finding success when so many other Superman screen adaptations haven't? Most people are probably going to attribute this success to tone. They'll say it feels more optimistic. After all, audiences seem to want that good old-fashioned truth, justice, and the American way from the son of Krypton, right? But, is that really what Superman and Lois is offering? Because the pilot episode is stuffed with lost jobs, angry teens, funerals, and economic drought. No one is particularly happy throughout the runtime. It's not a fun, breezy comedy. So then why does it feel more wholesome and optimistic? Well, that's simple. Notice where all the conflict comes from in the pilot. The runtime isn't being eaten up by elongated super fights or world-ending disasters. I mean, there's some of that, sure, but it's not the main event.
You may have been sent here to be some hero, but you sure as hell weren't sent here to be a father.
We as viewers will never know what it's like to fight someone in the sky, but we do know what it's like to choose work over family, and we know how easy it is to justify our excuses for doing so. The truly unwinnable, and mostly uncharted scenarios for Superman are the moral human tests. We know that Superman can run faster than a speeding bullet, but can he ever run fast enough to prevent his loved ones from resenting him? He can melt metal with a single glance, but he can't force his children to love him. His superpowers don't erase his everyday struggles. If anything, they heighten them. What this all comes down to is developing Superman's motivations, making them clear and relatable, so that his choices within the story create even more conflict. We need to see what he is sacrificing. He needs to be grounded by something like a family dynamic. And you know what? There's already a big action franchise that is telling Superman stories better than Superman. A franchise led by a highly talented hero who wants to save everyone he can, no matter what. I'm talking about Mission Impossible Fallout is, I believe, the template for a great Superman story. In nearly every scene, Ethan Hunt's morals are used against him. The villains get away because they dangle lives in front of Ethan. Whether it's a friend, a lover, a stranger, or even an enemy, Ethan has to choose between saving them or getting the information he needs to stop the bad guy. And every time, Ethan chooses life. Well, now you might say that Ethan works better and is more interesting because he's human, and he could die during any one of these crazy stunts he's doing. And while there's some truth to that, I mean, seeing Ethan get beaten up and bruised along his journey definitely adds to the drama. But Ethan also isn't just some ordinary guy. He's
the living manifestation of destiny.
The Mission Impossible franchise raises the stakes by making every decision Ethan makes cost him something. He could be like August Walker and hammer his way into getting what he wants. but he doesn't. He never sacrifices his character. And that contrast can't get any more perfect because Walker is actually played by, well, if you think that a moral, do the right thing no matter what character can't be interesting today, Mission Impossible begs to differ. And the most recent Mission Impossible films have done the smart thing by making Ethan's motivations for saving the world personal. Caring about the whole world deeply starts with caring about one person deeply. He doesn't hang from helicopters because he believes in some vague notion of truth and justice. He fights to save the world because there are specific people in the world that he deeply cares for. And that's what Martha, Jonathan, and Lois do for Superman. Give Superman his human bonds and family relationships. Put him in a no-win moral situation where he has to decide to sacrifice winning in order to save a life, and make his motivations for doing so ultra clear. And if you do that, you just might save Superman. That's my take, but now it's your turn. Do you think Superman needs saving, or is he perfectly fine as he is? Is Ethan Hunt a good example to follow, or am I missing something? Let me know what you think in the comments below.